Pornography and fapping are just as, if not the same.
For anyone coming onto this journey, it's too much, right? Like, we look at this shit. So the truth is that NoFap was just a small piece of a big puzzle, all right? The results that I got from NoFap were just a little bit versus what I got from doing a whole variety of things. Now, each of us has this fire inside of us, okay? Now, this fire is pretty much dead. It's non-existent if you're watching porn, if you're jacking off, if you are drinking alcohol, smoking weed, taking drugs. It's non-existent, okay? But that doesn't mean that it can't be lit up again. Okay, now I want you to imagine that you have two stones in your hands. Okay, now these stones are equivalent to your willpower. And every time that you strike those stones together, that is the equivalent of you doing a task that adds on to building that fire, all right? So let's say that you were doing NoFap, where you just strike those two stones together and you created more fire. You added on to the fire. Let's say you're taking cold showers. You just strike those stones again, you're adding on to that fire even more. Let's say you're sober. Let's say you don't drink alcohol, you don't take drugs, you don't smoke weed. You just added to that fire again. Let's say that you meditate. You just added to that fire. Let's say that you exercise. You just added to that fire. Let's say that you're constantly going outside of your comfort zone. You just added to that fire. You see, there is a multitude of things that add together to create this big piece, right? The big picture, the full puzzle. And like I said, NoFap is just a small piece. All right, the benefits that you begin to experience on NoFap is literally, it's subpar to what you could be feeling at all times if you include everything. All right, now what comes to mind that I can actually tell you right now? One, NoFap. Two, cold showers, right? Three, exercise, and by exercise, some movement, right? A form of movement. Four, meditation. Five, going out of your comfort zone all the time. Six, being sober. Seven, actually spending time with yourself, right? Not being connected to something, whether it be listening to music, reading a book, watching TV, talking to someone else. You know, actually spending time with yourself. These are just a few of the things that I do. Oh, and one last thing is eating good ass foods, like whole foods, right? Now, doing all these things, literally, it allows you to build that fire to be this huge giant flame, right? And if you're only doing one of them, well, you're gonna have this small ass little flame. All right, that is pretty much NoFap summed up for you guys. As for how I feel, man, 2 years into this, the biggest thing that I realized is that if you want to get over this, you gotta stop being a little bitch. Literally, like, I speak from experience because it took me about a year of constant relapsing before I finally got to the point where I could get a month into NoFap, right? And then when I finally realized, hey, it's always been me. I've always been the one that has had the free will, that has this decision, that keeps fucking up. It's always been me. It's always been my decision. So you need to make the decision today that you're gonna stop being a little bitch and you are going to finally overcome this, all right? And what I can tell you is that whenever you experience urges or cravings, right, and you kind of always will, because I still feel them from time to time. But when you feel urges or cravings, this is a critical point, all right? What you do during this time, literally, it paves the pavement for you. All right, so if, let's say you're feeling urges and cravings, and then you go on to Google, and let's say there's some chick that you used to watch all the time, and you're thinking about it, so you're like, well, let me just look at a picture of her, right? But then you make it to where you're only gonna see a picture of her face. Well, then, yeah, you're already fucking playing with yourself. You're literally fucking yourself in the ass, right? Because that's gonna slowly get to the point where you're over here looking at news, then you're over here looking at porn, then you've over here spent an hour, 2 hours watching porn, relapse, and then you go a week, 2 weeks, constant relapsing, then you go a year, 2 years of constantly going back and forth. You see what I mean? When urges and cravings hit you, you need to allow yourself to feel this shit, and you need to get past it, all right? I don't give a fuck how bad you're feeling inside. I don't give a fuck if you feel like you're dying inside. You need to get past that shit, because when you do get past that shit, it makes you stronger, and it literally, it does free you. Like, you feel this sense of freedom, and how do I say this? It just works, right? I'm not gonna try to go into more depth. And the last thing that I want to say too, you're probably thinking, oh, why don't you elaborate? Why don't you explain more in depth of the things that you can do that add on to that flame? Well, the thing is, I could very much explain everything in depth, but would that bring you peace? Nah. The thing that'll bring you peace is by doing what I'm telling you to do. Alright, now I don't say this in a bad way. I say this because this is what I've done. And I'm not saying, hey, this is what's gonna fucking work for you, but do what I'm saying, and I guarantee that you will notice a huge difference. Alright, everyone is different. Some people may do things a little differently, but I'm telling you right now, 1, stop being a bitch, make the decision, and stick to that shit. No matter what you feel, keep going. 2, do more than just NoFap, right? If you really want to be free, if you really want to experience life, do more than just NoFap. All right, and if you are wondering, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? And you're just kind of starting off fresh, adding stuff in versus just NoFap, check out the rest of my videos. I guarantee that it will aid you in this journey. With that, I leave you. Thank you guys for watching. I do hope this video has helped you in one way, shape, or form. If you like the video, make sure to like the video. And if this video has helped you, right, or if you have begun to do the things that I've spoke of in this video and you experience what I'm telling, then share this video, because like I say, everybody deserves to be fucking free. With that, I leave you. Remember, the time is now.